we've been making tons of Seinfeld references lately.
They work.
And it's not just us, right? Jason Light of the the Buccaneers said that free agency, when he signed all those guys back, it happened so fast. He made the reference if it was like Seinfeld. You know, if one comes in, ring the bell, another one put it on the board, and another one comes in. He was
George
the
versus Lloyd Braun.
That's what I said. Does that make you the Lloyd Braun of general managing? So here's another one. This Rodgers situation is like the Seinfeld girlfriend who looked beautiful at 1 minute and then looked less than based on the way the light hit her.
Yeah.
Right? Where she's gorgeous, and then all of a sudden the light changes and she's not as appealing to Jerry anymore. And so if it's Jordan Love's drafting the problem, he's coaching him up. He's not icing him. This doesn't seem like he's in the role of Favre at all. Because, Favre and him Favre was frosty to him. Right. If it's like, this guy's coming for my job, Aaron Jones is saying, and this is not a kid who's ever put on an air about anything. He's as genuine as they come. And I knew having a guy who is just a couple of years into the league, fresh off of his own contract being signed, is not, maybe on the inside as much as Devontae Adams, who was on a television show called The Herd the other day. And then so, if he's coaching him up throughout the year and he's like, I was floored to hear that he didn't want to do this anymore with us. And I sure hope he's coming back. So is it what Albert Breer said the other day when I had an epiphany here, sort of like, okay, the Packers don't want to put stuff on credit card as much to do what the Bucs are doing for Brady right now, which is signing a bunch of guys, free agency style, who are going to be on your balance sheet 2 or 3 years down the road in a manner that you're not accustomed to doing or want to do business that way. You don't want to take cap hits and make business deals now that are going to be cap hits later that are phony money on the back end because you'll never keep the kid. Right? And he mentioned Levante David is one, and that at some point they're going to pay the reaper on this sort of thing. And then is it that? Because that might not be fixable now. And then in preparing for this interview, because I'm a lead pipe wielding professional, the Aaron Jones contract that the Packers gave Aaron Jones is 4 years, $48 million. But there's no chance it's going to go past 2 years because
all the guarantees are
because that the Packers would have to pay roster bonus of Jones $7 million, followed by a base salary that season of $8.1 million in year 3. After reasonable, I'm quoting from an ESPN article here by Rob Domofsky on March 17th, announcing this deal, that after reasonable salary cap charges the first 2 years, Jones' cap charge would jump to $19.25 million for the 2023 season. If the Packers moved on after 2 years, they'd have to count $6.5 million in dead money. They'll eventually save $12.75 million on their 2023 cap, or $16 million if it's after June 1. So they're making a deal knowing a cap hit of $6 million is coming in 2023. So let's get Aaron Jones here for the next 2 years at the very least. And who's got a window of opportunity to win here in the next 2 years?
Aaron Rodgers.
So here's a deal that's done on credit card for Rodgers now. To
Seems
pay
that
the running back to stay here. Am I wrong?
Looks that way.
Right?
It looks that way.
So then what is it? What's the problem? What is the issue here? It's Jordan Love. Well, he's coaching him up. Well, it's definitely the front office. He's pissed. He had a chip on his shoulder. Well, actually, when I heard Schefter's report, I was floored. Well, it's definitely got to be the way that they put the roster together because of the way the Bucs are doing it. Here's one case. Maybe it's not the case of more, like the whole Bucs are just doing the whole damn team this way. But I don't know the cap ramifications for a lot of Packers and a lot of deals for the Packers. I'm not a capologist, but here's one, and it's a pretty damn important player. I'd say.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 second I see it in a certain light. Next second, I'm like, ugh.
I wonder if he just doesn't like someone. Like, I wonder if
it could be the GM.
That simple.
Where it doesn't matter the light.
Right, it doesn't matter.
It's not appealing at all,
right.
regardless.
I just don't like you. It's weird.
I don't know what the hell to make of any of this.
Weird.
And normally by now we've sussed it all out. Normally we have enough guests on.
I mean, we've talked about this with everyone for the last month.
Well, Aaron is just covering for his other guy, Aaron. They don't. I don't know. I don't know how tight they are, but he's hearing it from his friends and his family. What can you tell us? I don't know. I'm gonna show up and see him for myself. Boots on the ground. Problem is, I don't know if 12's boots are gonna be there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.